to the today's session. So that is web programming. So what is meant by web programming and how we will be using this web programming? We'll just see the overview. So coming to web programming, so when we might come across the IT jobs, something like UX, UI, etc. Right. So where the people will be hiring for developing the web pages or websites for the for the project, right? So what is their target, what we are going to do there? So just designing a web page which will attract the customers, right? So how we will be doing, we'll be using some of the creative tools, like, or else we will be using programming languages. So what are the programming languages we will be using? So basically it is of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, PHP, Python, all that, right? So when we say HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so all languages, all these programming languages will be used to create the web-based applications. So what are these web-based applications? What will we be doing? So consider when we say about HTML. So HTML is nothing but to add the content to the web page, right? So in this HTML, it is mainly of the tags, right? And when it comes to CSS, so it is all about styling the web page, right? So like this, there are many languages, many programming languages which will be used to create and develop the web page or a web based application. So now we'll start with this HTML. So what is this HTML and how we will be using this HTML? So HTML is basically made up of tags. So what are those tags? Consider we have an uh, example here, paragraph tag. So when we say paragraph tag, we have a p tag, which is a open tag, and that will be closed at the end. So why it will be closed at the end? So whenever we open a tag, so there will be a close tag, so which will form a nest, right? So HTML follow this nesting group. So we will be using this open and close tag. So there are some self-closing tags also. So something like HR tag, break tag, and the input tag, image tag, link tag, all that, right? So now we will be looking into consider we have, so how the open tag will be look. So we'll be having an open braces. So and so see here, whenever we open an open and tag, so in between the open tag and close tag, we'll be adding content, right? So whatever we write in between these two, so that will be displayed as a paragraph, right? So and when we see this, so we have h1 tag, that is our heading tag. So when we write something in between this open h1 tag and close h1 tag, so that content will be displayed as the heading, right? And so we'll see a basic program how it will work, and later on we'll come to css or other tags. So see the example. So look into the example. So we have this example. So this is an image, right? So what we have an content, we have an heading here. Yes. So with that heading, we have names. So we have two countries names, and with that we have some other sub points, right? So when we see this, and we have a sequence, right? So we have numbering for each and every word. So when we see this each and every sequence, so first one will be in the form of one, right? And then we have in a Roman numbers, and then we have in a small letters or small case of um, alpha letters, and then lastly we have the bullet points. So that means they have used ordered list and an unordered list. What is this ordered list? Ordered list is nothing but, so which will be in the form of sequence. So the listing of items will be in the form of sequence. So when we say about unordered list, so that will not follow any kind of sequence. So it will be however we have to list, we can list it out the items, right? So now we'll just see the example. Consider for this example, for this uh, image, so how to get the output. So we'll just see. So open the Visual Studio Code, and there, so I have started with HTML tag, and whenever I opened a HTML tag, so I have closed that HTML tag at the end. Okay, so which will form a nest, right? And then now we'll see the next part. So usually the HTML is made up of two parts. One is head part, right? And another one is body part. So in the head, we will be adding the title, we will be adding the script, we will be adding the style. So, and whatever which we will be not displaying as a content and which will be used to display or style the content. So that will be added in the title tag. Title tag in the sense in the head tag, in between the head open tag and the close tag. So later on coming to the body. So in the body, we will be adding the content which has to be displayed in the web page, okay, or in the website. So now what we have first point as what? So we have nested list in HTML. So to get this, we can use a basic h1 tag. So what was that? Nested list in HTML. Nested list in HTML. Right. So after that, what we have a numbering sequence. So where it is an ordered list. So what is the first one? So first is the India, right? So which is having a letter sequence as 1. So now we have ordered list. I have opened an ordered list, right? So and this ordered list followed by the list of items. So in between, after opening the ordered list, I have typed list tag with that India and then close that list tag, right? After that, so what we have, so this one followed by 2. So we have 2 here in the America. So in between India and America, we have some other points too, right? So first we need to put this point, then later on we can come to this point. So now after India, we have a list item called Uttar Pradesh with the Roman number. So what we have taken OL ordered list type is equals to caps I. So which will be Roman number. And later on after Uttar Pradesh, so we had Lucknow followed by unordered list. So we have another ordered list which is of type is equals to small lowercase of a, and so the list item is Lucknow, and then followed by Lucknow we have unordered list which is having a bullet point which is very dark, right? So which is a disk form. So that type of bullet point we call it as disk. So we have taken unordered list which is of type disk, and the list item is Gomati Nagar and another list item is Aminabad. So these two are ended. So we have closed the UL there itself. So we have started here. In between we have 2 points and we listed the 2 points and then we closed the unordered list. So after this, so now we have Prayagraj, Basti and Varanasi. So these are all ABCD. So which is followed by Lucknow, right? So now Lucknow is already done. So in between this, so we have not yet closed this tag. So in between this tag itself, we have added another list item that is Prayagraj, and the next item as Basu, and next list item as Varanasi. So this is done. This unordered list is done. So now we have to close this Uttar Pradesh list, right? So it was Roman number 1. So where is another the remaining one? So another remaining Roman numbers are Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, right? So we have Bihar and Madhya Pradesh as Roman number 2, Roman number 3. So we have taken, we have not closed this OL tag so that we can continue that, right? So we have the other list as Bihar, the next list as Madhya Pradesh, and then in between, before closing this Roman number tag, so we had bullet points, right, which is in circle. So that will be closed, that will be returned using this UL type. So that is unordered list, type is equals to circle, and list items are Indore and Bhopal. So we have closed this UL tag and we have closed this OL tag. So that is ordered list and one more is unordered list. So what we have to do, so we have not yet closed this first tag which we opened. So how do we close this first tag? So after typing, after getting the America, right? So we'll continue with the next number, the next list, that is America. So inside this America, what we have uppercase letter with New York, California, and Texas. Right. So what we have done? So we have taken OL. So that OL, that is ordered list, which is of type A, and the list items are New York, California, and Texas. Close this OL tag, and we have to close this tag also, right? So where we have closed, we will be closing here. Okay. So we have closed the tag. So now close the body. So after that, we have closed the body, and HTML is also closed. Great. So now we are going to run this program. So we'll be running in the Chrome. So you can see we have got the output like however we wanted to see, right? So you can see the nested list item in list in HTML, and then we have India in the number 1 and America in number 2 sequence. So and in between India and America we have a Roman sequence and lowercase sequence and the bullet points. So we have got the same output, and in America we have a uppercase sequence, right? So to apply this background color, we will be using a CSS styling, or we can directly add it in HTML. So that applying the color or background colors for the web pages we'll see in the next session. Thank you.